Hey guys, so let's get into January's faves and fails. Okay, so first off, I've done this look. I did it for TikTok. I will leave my TikTok username down below, so if you did want to see how I created it, just hop onto my TikTok, follow me and become a fan and see how I created this look. Okay, so my first fave, well, I only have one real fave, which is the Fenty lip paint, the Stunner lip paint. And this is in the shade, Uncuff. I really like this. It's so lightweight. I absolutely love the applicator. It's just so small and precise, and it makes it really easy to put the lipstick on. I do want to try another shade because this one I feel was like a little bit too rosy for me. It's a nice color, but I think that for me I prefer more of a nude, and I think like more of a, this one was more of a rosy kind of color, so I would prefer to go for a nude color. So I do want to go to Harvey Nicks and see if I can get one which is more suited to my day-to-day kind of wear. But yes, this is just so lightweight. It stayed on. Was there like the smallest of transference, but it was literally so minimal. It wasn't that much at all. So I would definitely recommend it. And I feel like, considering that this is Fenty and it's Fenty prices, like high-end prices, I feel like it should be working really well because you're paying money. Thankfully, this was a gift from one of my sisters for Christmas, so I didn't have to spend that coin. But now I feel like she's kind of like opened Pandora's box, because now I want to try other ones in the line. And then for my maybes, the first that's on my list is the Morphe Fluidity foundation. I recently got this and did a review on it. So this is the foundation itself. I got it in F2.60. It's a very matte foundation. So if you are looking for something that is going to be mattifying, expect that from this because it is quite matte. I did find that throughout the day, it did go a little bit oily. That happens with a lot of my foundations anyway, so I'm not really that surprised. I do feel like this stuck to my little bumps, and I feel like with a lot of mattifying foundations, they tend to really cling on to small bumps, so be aware of that. I do think that you'd need to use a powder with it so that throughout the day you can stay as matte as possible. But if you decide not to, then expect to get oily quick if you have oily skin. If you have dry skin, this is really going to dry you out, so be aware of that as well. So it's just kind of like on the maybe scale, because it's not like the best of the best foundation, but it's all right. I mean, it's okay. There's some other foundations which I feel are cheaper, which give the same kind of results, and this was like £16. So I kind of feel like if there's definitely some other options that you can look at, and I will definitely go through like some options which are comparable to the Morphe Fluidity. Next is my Tried palette by Juvia's. This is the recent release from Juvia's in regards to eyeshadow palettes. This is very green, very earthy. It's different to the things that they have previously put out. I think that the color scheme is very beautiful, but I also feel like it's not necessarily for somebody like me. It's just not, it's like, it's very aesthetically pleasing to look at, but it's not really my kind of color scheme. It's not what I would draw toward on a daily basis. I would more so go for their Warrior palette or the Warrior 2 palette even. Those are gorgeous. Those are very natural, neutral kind of palettes. Those are just like right up my alley. This one isn't as much so, but I've got to say I really do adore the artwork, but I always adore their artwork. But yeah, this color scheme just wasn't for me, and I don't feel like the color payoff was as good as some of their mattes. I feel like their mattes are hits and misses, and this one I feel like the mattes were a little bit on the miss side, as opposed to their Warrior 2 palette, which is completely matte, and I feel like the quality is just a bit better. And now for my fails. Okay, so the first fail that I have is this microfiber sponge. I tried this out before, and this was supposed to be in my last fails, but I completely forgot about it. Anyway, number one, I kind of feel like it's just way too squidgy. It's like, if I was to try and blend out any concealer underneath my eyes, this point becomes like non-existent, and I can't precisely focus my product on a specific area, because it's just like it squishes and becomes nothing, as opposed to one of my other makeup sponges which has a point. When I'm dabbing, it does not disappear. This one does, unfortunately. Also, when I wash it, it's like no matter how many times I wash it, this stain will not come off. It just won't come off. So that's a little bit irritating, because it's just kind of like, I would like for it to be pretty much all blue. I understand that, you know, I'm never going to get it 100% back to normal, but this staining is literally like ridiculous to me. But I will say that it does make the foundation look really, really nice on the skin, but I just don't feel like it's really worth the hype that it was getting. But I understand that it was getting that hype because Nikki Tutorials was endorsing it. And my last fail is the EOS Crystal Lip Balm. I showed you this in my haul a little while ago, and I have been using it, as you can, I don't know if you can see, like I have been using it, and I just kind of feel like this doesn't really do much. I feel like it's really pretty, but it doesn't really do much for my lips. On top of that, if I have the smallest bit of saliva on my lips, this just goes sliding everywhere. It doesn't, yeah, this just goes sliding everywhere if I have the smallest bit of saliva on my lips. Unlike other lip balms that I've used, even if you have a little bit of saliva on your lips, it will still just glide on really well. But with this, obviously it must be, has something to do with the formula and how it's made, whatever, but this will not allow, it just reacts funny with saliva, and I don't know. So you've got to make sure that no saliva gets onto your mouth. But as I said, I just kind of feel like this is more of a gimmicky kind of product rather than something which was made with an actual practical use, because I don't see it doing anything to my mouth. I don't feel like it makes my lips any more moisturized. I just kind of feel like it sits on top of the lips and that's it. That's how I kind of feel, and that's not really adding any moisture to my lips, which is what I want, especially in this cold weather. Okay, so those were all of January's faves and fails. You probably noticed that last week I was not here simply because my laptop my laptop charger completely broke, so I had to wait for another one to be delivered. So I am back, but yeah, that was that. So here we are. Anyway, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.